Full moon symbol the moon, mysteries, science, and humanity's next giant leap. 1,500-word expanded script. The moon is one of the most mystical and captivating celestial bodies in the night sky. Across cultures and throughout thousands of years, no other nearby cosmic object has been surrounded by as many myths, legends, and supernatural interpretations. It has been worshipped as a goddess, feared as an omen, and used as a guide for calendars, seasons, and ancient rituals. But beyond mythology and mystery lies a world of science, a world that has allowed us to understand the moon more deeply than ever before. In the video that follows, we want to approach Earth's only natural satellite from a scientific point of view. We will explore what we currently know about the moon, what countless missions, especially from NASA, have revealed, and what future lunar projects might uncover about our extraordinary cosmic companion. As always, we hope you enjoy this journey into the fascinating story of the moon. If you enjoy our videos, kindly give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Simply Space, and stay tuned for many more exciting stories we have in store for you. New moon symbol the moon's dimensions, structure, and dynamic relationship with Earth. The moon's equatorial diameter measures roughly 3,476 kilometers, in contrast to Earth's 12,742 kilometer diameter. Although our moon is significantly smaller than Earth, it is still exceptionally large relative to the size of its host planet. In fact, among the many moons of the solar system, Earth's moon ranks as the fifth largest overall. What makes this even more remarkable is that, in proportion to the size of its planet, Earth's moon is the largest in our entire solar system. Despite decades of study and countless missions, the moon remains a source of scientific intrigue. Many aspects of its composition, history, and development still remain unanswered. One of the biggest mysteries involves the origin of the moon itself, a topic that has fascinated planetary scientists for generations. What we do know, however, is that the moon takes a little more than 27 days to complete one full orbit around Earth, a period known as a sidereal month. During this orbit, the moon also rotates on its axis at almost the exact same rate. This fascinating coincidence, a phenomenon known as tidal locking, ensures that the same side of the moon always faces Earth. As a result, the far side of the moon remained unseen by human eyes until the age of modern space exploration. The moon does not orbit Earth in a perfect circle. Instead, its path is shaped like an ellipse, meaning its distance from Earth varies throughout its orbit. This is why sometimes the moon appears slightly larger or smaller in the sky. Anyone who has gazed at the moon on a clear night knows that its appearance changes regularly. These shifts in its shape, known as lunar phases, depend entirely on the geometric arrangement between the Sun, Earth, and Moon. Depending on their alignment, we observe the moon as a new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, or waning moon. In rare cases, the moon passes entirely into Earth's shadow, producing the breathtaking event known as a lunar eclipse. During this spectacle, the moon often appears blood red, an effect caused by sunlight bending through Earth's atmosphere. Waning crescent moon, the mysterious birth of the moon. Although we have gathered immense knowledge about the moon, the exact story of its formation remains one of planetary science's greatest puzzles. The most widely accepted theory today is known as the giant impact hypothesis. According to this idea, a Mars-sized protoplanet named Theia collided with the early Earth around 4.5 billion years ago. This unimaginable impact launched vast amounts of molten rock and vaporized material into space. Over time, this debris coalesced under its own gravity, forming the moon we see today. Although compelling, this theory still leaves questions. For example, rocks from the moon sampled during the Apollo missions match Earth's chemical composition almost perfectly, much more closer than expected from a mixed-origin collision. Scientists continue to analyze lunar samples and computer models in the hope of uncovering the full story behind this ancient cosmic event. Full moon symbol the moon's surface, regolith, craters, and hidden resources. The moon's surface is covered almost entirely with regolith, a blanket of pulverized rock and dust formed over billions of years. Since the moon lacks a protective atmosphere, meteorites strike its surface freely and frequently. These constant impacts have ground the rocks into fine powder and carved the moon's landscape with millions of craters. While the moon is often described as a dry, barren world, scientific discoveries in recent decades have revealed surprising hints of water. Using instruments aboard spacecraft such as NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and India's Chandrayaan missions, researchers have identified tiny ice crystals trapped within permanently shadowed craters near the lunar poles. These regions never receive sunlight, creating cold traps where water ice can survive for billions of years. The presence of water, even in small amounts, could be a crucial resource for future astronauts, providing drinking water, breathable oxygen, and even rocket fuel. Satellite the race to the moon, a political and scientific milestone. Earth and the moon are separated by an average distance of 384,400 kilometers, a journey that takes only about 3 days with modern spacecraft, yet represented one of the greatest challenges in human history. The moon became the stage for a dramatic political competition between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The ultimate moment came on July 20th, 1969, when the Apollo 11 lunar module, Eagle, successfully touched down in the Sea of Tranquility. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on another world. Their mission collected invaluable lunar samples, installed scientific instruments, and proved once and for all that humanity could leave its home planet. In total, 6 Apollo missions successfully landed on the moon between 1969 and 1972, bringing back more than 380 kilograms of lunar rocks and forever changing our understanding of the moon's geology and history. Rocket modern lunar exploration, what we're learning today. After the Apollo era, lunar exploration slowed for several decades. But in the 21st century, interest in the moon has returned with greater intensity than ever before. NASA, ESA, JAXA, ISIO, and China's CNSA have all sent orbiters, landers, and rovers to study the moon's surface and interior. Missions such as Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, NASA, Chandrayaan-1 and Chandrayaan-2, ISIO, Chani missions, CNSA, Kagaya, JAXA, SMART-1, SR, have mapped the moon in extraordinary detail, discovered ice deposits, analyzed mineral composition, and studied the moon's radiation environment. Thanks to these missions, we now know the moon has a solid inner core, a partially molten outer layer, and a thick crust composed mostly of basalt and anorthosite. Its volcanic activity ended over 1 billion years ago, although new evidence suggests some regions may be more geologically recent than once thought. The far side of the moon contains one of the largest impact structures in the solar system, the South Pole Aitken Basin, spanning over 2,400 kilometers. Water ice, though limited, is more widespread than previously believed. Crescent Moon the future, Artemis and the return of humans to the moon. NASA's Artemis program plans to return humans to the moon in the coming years. Unlike Apollo, Artemis aims not just a visit but to establish a sustained human presence. Key goals of Artemis include landing the first woman and the first person of color on the moon, building the Lunar Gateway, a small space station orbiting the moon, developing a permanent lunar base camp at the South Pole, using lunar resources, such as ice, for long-term survival, preparing for future crewed missions to Mars. The moon, once viewed simply as a bright light in the night sky, will become humanity's next frontier. It may serve as our gateway to deeper space exploration, scientific discovery, and even long-term habitation beyond Earth. Sparkle's final thoughts. From ancient mythology to cutting-edge space exploration, the moon has always been a source of wonder. Although we have learned an incredible amount about it in the last century, the moon continues to hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. With future missions on the horizon, we stand at the beginning of a new era, one where humanity may finally establish a presence on another world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into our closest celestial neighbor, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Simply Space, and stay tuned for many more fascinating stories about our universe.